Hey YouTube, this is TotemsforTots. As you can see, I transferred my Shaman from a Tauren to a Goblin. I like the race change so far, and the Goblin racials are awesome. There's an extra 1% haste. You get a Pat Hobgoblin to check your bank whenever you want. This doesn't really make a difference for me because I'm an engineer and I can just bring out Jeeves and check my bank, but it's still nice and cool. Best deals anywhere. Always receive the highest possible gold discount, regardless of faction. So that's pretty cool. Alchemy increased by 15, and since I have alchemy, that's really nice. And then you also get Rocket Barrage, which is a small damage. It kind of nullifies itself past level 10. And then Rocket Jump, which will be very helpful in raids. And since they nerfed the Rocket Belt, so it explodes upward, that chance of exploding upwards increased a lot. It comes in handy. And then of course time is money is an increased 1% haste, which is always good. So now I'm going to go over the next Shaman abilities. That's kind of weird. Well, let me switch zones quickly. It must be bugged up here. But I'm going to show you the new Shaman abilities that are available in Cataclysm, and also talk about, what changed in Shaman healing. Basically, everything just got harder, so we'll go over that now. This is what the Goblin totems look like. Here's the Fire totem, the Air totem, the Water totem, and the Earth totem. So pretty cool there. Alright, the first spell that you'll notice that you have is Healing Surge. That's basically it's a combination between Lesser Healing Wave and Healing Wave. It's got the speed of Lesser Healing Wave, a little bit slower, but the amount of healing done is the amount that Healing Wave has, or used to have. And it costs a ton of mana. I think it's 6k mana. So you really only use those on the tank when the tank is at 50% health. And I'm talking for heroics here. I actually haven't gone in raids yet because it's the Monday following the release. So I'll be going in on Wednesday, I believe. Alright, so that's Healing Surge. The next spell is Greater Healing Wave. It's got the same speed as Healing Wave, also costs 6.5k mana, but it heals for a lot. I think 18k. And then of course you have Healing Wave, which has been significantly nerfed. It's got the same amount of time casted. It also has a small mana cost, and it only heals for 5.8k, which is pretty terrible, seeing as I have 100,000 health. I haven't really used Healing Wave that much. It's just kind of there. I'll use it in desperate situations, when the boss is at, like, I don't know, 100k health and your party is almost dead and the tank needs to stay alive. Things like that is when I'd use it, and I'm out of mana. But basically, everything is very mana consuming, and the reason for this is because Blizzard wants to make everything harder, and the way that they did this is they nerfed every single healing class. Every class has trouble with mana consumption, and Blizzard basically wants the raid to not make any mistakes so the healers can focus on the tanks getting hit by the boss. If you basically stand in something, you're set down to 50% or 0% health, and the Shaman or any healing class will have to take their eye off the tank, heal you, which is wasting a tenth of their mana. So that's pretty terrible. Mana consumption is a huge deal. But moving on now, we've gone through those heals, and they did get rid of Lesser Healing Wave, which was a very handy spell. And also here's Chain Heal. There's nothing really different about Chain Heal, except it does do less. Even in Wrath, it did like 23k on the first hit. Now it only does 6k, and then bouncing it decreases. I don't know what's up with that. Basically, they don't want people to use Chain Heal or Healing Wave anymore. Not sure why. Alright, and now here is Healing Rain. You get the spell at level 83. It's a huge AoE heal that costs about 5,000 or 6,000 mana. Actually, it might be more. Let me check that quickly. It actually costs 10,000 mana. It costs 5,000 at level 83. Let's see that one more time. It's basically a big circle. You stand inside it and you get rain. And this actually this is procking for 2k. And if you have Earth Living Weapon on, it will proc Earth Living on some targets, which is very handy. So if you're in a 25-man raid and you put this on the melee and tanks, you're going to see tons and tons of heals pop across your screen. It looks beautiful. If you look at the Paragon, I think Cho'Gall, which is one of the last raid bosses, you'll see their Shaman Cata using that, and it just, the whole screen's filled with numbers. It's awesome. And then the other spell that we've all had since level 1, Lightning Bolt, is now being implemented into the Resto tree. And that is with Telluric Currents. Your attunement to natural energies causes your Lightning Bolt spell to restore mana equal to 40% of the damage dealt. So at level 85, let me see how much spell power I have. Alright, spell damage is 5021 and spell healing is 5810. And that's without gear. I mean, I've got shitty gear right now, and that's how much spell power I have. And with that, you're going to be hitting 10k on a lightning bolt once you're geared. And what that means is you'll be getting 4,000 mana per lightning bolt you cast. Minus the cast of the lightning bolt, which is I think about 1,000. Yeah, 1405. You're going to be getting 2.5 to 3k mana back, which is awesome. I mean, that's per lightning bolt. So what I saw Kava doing is he'd do this, put on Healing Rain, and then he'd do Lightning Bolt. Now obviously I can't cast it, you're inside. Let's pretend this is the boss. Alright, well it actually has a cooldown, so we're gonna do this. Alright, this is the boss. I put Healing Rain on the melee, now my mana is at 85%, 89%, 95%, and back up to 98. And so all he had to do was Healing Rain. Healing Rain lasted that whole duration. And you can cast 4, or was that 3? Sorry. 3 or 4 lightning bolts in the time that it takes Healing Rain to do. And then you do it again. And if the tanks or anybody's in trouble, you pop a Healing Surge. And that's how you stay on top. Now, Kava is also in Paragon, which is currently the best WoW guild. And they're all very good at staying out of fire and shit like that. So your raid awareness is definitely going to have to increase if you don't want all of your healers to go during fights. So basically if the raid fucks up, even if one person does, it could be a wipe, seeing that you only have 5 to 6 healers. So that's a major change. Like, my heals actually heal for less than they did in Wrath. Not proportionately, they actually literally heal for less. And your health is more than doubled. It's actually tripled. And your mana is doubled, I guess. I don't remember how much mana I had. I think it was around 30 to 35k. But it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous on the mana consumption. So those are the new healing spells, and there's actually one more called Spirit Walker's Grace, and you can basically, for 10 seconds and 6,000 mana, walk while you heal. So I'm casting Healing Surge right now, I'm running, I'm healing at the same time. And you can see with just those 5 heals, I'm already down to 60% of my mana pool. It's ridiculous how much mana everything costs. So, thanks for watching. This was TotemsforTots, and I'll see you guys next time. One last thing. The Goblin ground mount is freaking awesome. But too bad we can fly everywhere now, so we'll never be able to use them.